And now the last few to come into line. Pursued has gone in. Rusty in Melbourne. Fio goes forward. Rusty in Melbourne about to come up with Speechmaker and Miss Rippy. Favourite is number 5, Hoist, at 460, 180 the place. Michael Rodd makes a welcome return back to New Zealand. This international rider based in Singapore these days. But we're set to go. Gates open, they're off. From the 2100, the Midnight Shift was one of the first away. Going forward in the early stages along the inside, Ming's Emperor. Fio is right there, and Effervescent is nice and handy as well. Followed out by Pursued, and over on the inside is Lagathar. Then followed round by Speechmaker at the judge with a lap to go. Further back in the field then is the race favourite Hoist, who's got back about 5th last out of the straight. Back near the tail is Rusty in Melbourne from the Boy Wonder. With those also was Luchetta, and last is Miss Rippy. So out into the back they go as they head out towards the 1600 metres mark, and the pacemaker is Ming's Emperor leads by 1 length from the Midnight Shift. 2 lengths away, third up on the outside. Next is Fio. Lagathar came next. Then we've got a whole clump of horses. There's Speechmaker on the improve. In that group is Effervescent, then Pursued and Rusty in Melbourne along the inside. 1.5 to Hoist, who's only got 3 behind it. They are the Boy Wonder, Luchetta, and last of all is Miss Rippy. They work down towards the 1100 metres, spread out over 9 lengths, and it's Ming's Emperor, the pacemaker, 3/4 of a length in advance of the Midnight Shift. Speechmaker's out in the cheap seats, 3 wide. In the centre, Fio from Lagathar. Then came Effervescent, who's on the outside of Rusty in Melbourne. Favourite Hoist is looking to roll forward at the 800 metres mark. Then came Pursued. Luchetta tries to track the favourite forward. Back near the inside is the Boy Wonder, and Miss Rippy, patiently ridden back at the tail of the field, is 7 lengths off the leaders. Down towards the 650 they come. Ming's Emperor the leader, a half length in advance of the Midnight Shift, Speechmaker. Then followed in behind those next by Fio. Off and around them goes Hoist. Effervescent is next from Luchetta as they come to the corner. Then Miss Rippy looking to make ground as well. Homeward bound they are, 350 to go. Ming's Emperor tackled by the Midnight Shift. Hoist is coming after them, and behind them Effervescent. Wider out we've got Miss Rippy starting to appear, so too is Luchetta. Many chances at the 200. Hoist in front for Michael Rodd. Battling away on the outside, Miss Rippy, Luchetta, then Effervescent. It's Hoist. Miss Rippy's getting the last run, and so too is Luchetta. Miss Rippy ranged up, took the lead, and will get the win. Miss Rippy beat Luchetta. Hoist will be 3rd, 4th. I think possibly Effervescent just ahead of the late finishing the Boy Wonder. Photos between those two. Then came Pursued, Ming's Emperor. Further back in the field as they went across the line was Speechmaker with the Midnight Shift, Rusty in Melbourne, Fio, and last of all was Lagathar. Number 13, Miss Rippy, Matt Cameron. Second winning ride for the day. This one trained by Stephen Marsh and the mare by Rip Van Winkle. Just bided her time back at the tail of the field. He let it all unfold ahead of him, did Matt Cameron, as he did in the first, when winning the first aboard Harlow in the 2-year-old race, and has come from last, and will get up and take out the event ahead of Luchetta. Hoist, who looked the winner at the 200 metres. Effervescent will hold on for 4th ahead of the Boy Wonder. Nice win here, number 13, Miss Rippy, in the 3rd on the card.
Another back marker, centre part of the racetrack. Matt Cameron's found that same sort of lane that he had with Harlow in race number 1. And G. Bevan, they get the plunge bang on here with Miss Rippy.
Looked outstanding before, looks better after. G. Horse was given every chance by Michael Rodd. He put this in a perfect spot. He improved into the race. Luchetta has just been tracking it up, has performed nicely, but gee, once it got to the centre part of the track, it let down beautifully, and I think it's run 2nd favourite in the race at $4.90. Money is in the bin.
Yep, it was closing on fixed markets, got to equal favourite just before jump, and then tote market was close to marrying up as well with where it was sitting with bookmakers. Miss Rippy, a horse who was impeded last time to the races, gets the prize today. It'll be 13, 6, 5, 4, 1 and 12. Back to you, Aidan, with Stephen Marsh.
Yeah, we'll grab Stephen, and we've just discussed, Stephen, the horse had no luck last time out and went to the line under a complete hold. Today, obviously, we saw the money coming. Must have meant that you came here with a bit of confidence.